What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and you're watching the BMKER Bar Podcast. I used to BMX when I was a kid and stuff like that. I got into mountain biking pretty young, and the sport itself was pretty young too at the time. But like the BMX we did was just like ride around town and like jump downstairs and, you know, knock everybody's trash can down and bunny hop over the, you know, just like we were like hoodlums basically, you know, hoodlums, but like at least we were doing something like beneficial for a while. So like, I don't know, but it was, you know, I think that's probably, I think that plays well into being a mountain biker later. I mean, I would assume that you agree.
Yeah. I think like from what I can tell, a lot of people, like maybe a problem among maybe people who started a little later, like average riders right now, who are looking to get to the next level, kind of might have skipped over the fundamentals part.
Yeah.
That a lot of people did when they were kids, like just jumping and bunny hops and stuff. It's kind of like something about being a kid and being on a bike just like draws you to jumps and bunny hops.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What else are you going to do?
Yeah. And then, so you get like these basic, you know, you're doing wheelies and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think those bike skills help a lot.
I think there's some other parts of it too. I mean, like, I didn't realize this until it was a conversation I was having with somebody on this recently. It might have been Jeff Kendall Weed last week, but we were talking about, you know, you start out, you're on a hardtail, you know, and that teaches you a lot. And I think the other thing is like, you're also on a single speed. So like that, like feeling that you get when you've pedaled up that one hill by your house for the first time, like that plays into mountain biking later where you're like, no, I'm just going to keep trying until I get this. You know what I mean? And like, you know, that satisfaction as well. So it's not only like that, like, you know, what you were talking about, the bunny hops and stuff, because I totally agree with you. But like, I feel like it's like it's even bigger than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point about the bike itself. I was actually just thinking that too. I was listening to someone talk about training in some other sport, and they were talking about doing like the motion slow and like correctly, and you know, getting used to it before just trying. Oh, it was what was it? It was like jiu-jitsu or something. They're like, do this kick, like do it slow, you know, do it smooth, and then just go for it after, like once you get the motion down. And I think at BMX, because it's so small, it's so light, you can, you know, a bunny hop and getting up to manual, it's a little easier.
Yeah.
Like teaching someone to manual on a downhill bike would just be so much more work. Whereas I could probably teach someone to manual on a BMX quite a bit faster. And then once they can do it on the little bike, then moving over to a mountain bike is even easier. And then I think I see the same thing with scooter kids, because scooter kids seem to be able to do like some really crazy tricks really fast on bikes. And I think it's like that whole thing again, like they're on an even smaller, like little thing. They're getting all the motions down because they're still like, bars. They're, you know, they're doing backflips and stuff, and it's not nearly as scary. And then they go on a bike and they kind of have the, you know, the fundamentals.
Right.
So it's like another step down. Everyone should start on scooters. We'll move to
right. I remember when the scooters came out, like when I was a kid, they had these like ones with like 4-inch wheels and like rubber tubes on them and stuff. And those things were like really fun because it was like you didn't have to have like any kind of like bike skills to learn how to like bunny hop on a scooter. You just hop. You know what I mean? And like when those things came out, you know, they had like rails on the bottom, like skateboards and stuff like that. Like you could like go ride up and just slide, you know, do like a rail slide down the curb or something. It was like, it didn't take much to like get you to like feel like you were doing something, like accomplishing some kind of like tricks and stuff like that. So I think what you're saying though, like all the like little motor skills and stuff like that you're building, it's key. I think another thing too, while you were talking about that, I was thinking about is also like bike maintenance. You know, like when I was a kid, like we didn't have my family didn't have any money to go like get a bike fixed. So anything like broke or needed to be adjusted, it was like you went over your buddy's house and you just messed with it until you figured it out. I mean, I know how we used to true BMX tires. We just stand on them. You know what I mean? Just kind of like jump up and down on it. Okay, it looks like straight enough now. You know, like that was it, you know?
Yeah. No, I've definitely been there where just you're stomping on the wheel and you're hoping it gets pretty straight. Yeah. And I still remember sitting on my deck and I had like this old CCM and trying to get the gears to work, like just playing with the derailleur, being like, I have no idea what's going on. Like, and now it seems so obvious, but I remember just having no clue. But I just played with it, and you knew if it wasn't working.
Right. You definitely knew if it wasn't working. You're like, that thing is annoying as hell.
Yeah.
If you like that, make sure you check out the full episode. And hey, do me a favor, before you take off, hit the like and subscribe.